She's kind of a noob.
And
It's not really like the driving force behind the character.
Okay.
I think that everybody, she's part of the support team, so she sets up some of the missions and keeps the agents safe. She's in the situation room, which means that she watches all the missions, she hears all the missions, she, sends in support or maps things out. So I don't really think that it's super relevant after a while because all of these people, it's not a career, it's not a job, it's a life mission. So there's a commitment level there that at a certain point it's like, who cares if I'm the new kid? Like, I have a purpose and it's not about that, it's about, supporting my superiors and doing that whole thing. So, she's definitely an important part of the team, but I like the fact that all of the people that are on this team, like Sean and Allie and Morris and Steve Harris, like everybody has a very specific role that they play in making these things successful.
what was your way into the character? I mean, what did you latch onto?
A lot of it, it's hard because in the beginning, we were still working out what the show was going to be, so it was really difficult because you don't know who anybody is, really. So when you're trying to create a character, my thing was 6 months before I wanted to, obviously, law enforcement and all that stuff, that's so far outside of my wheelhouse. I'm not around those people all the time. Definitely didn't go to school for it. So a lot of my research happened like 6 months before. Just reading up on things, meeting different people. I did a lot of training for it just in case, which we didn't use it. But I was like, you know what? If like one day Howard comes up to me and says like, I want you to run across this field and everything's gonna blow up and you're gonna have a gun, I wanted to be able to know I could do it. And also just even being in the office, all of these people, if this is really the most elite unit, I needed to know for myself, like, I can't sit here and try to sell this if I can't do what these people really do. So I trained for 6 months and I took the FBI PT test, which was insane. I've never felt my lungs burn like that in my life, but I passed, so that was good. But that was really my way through, is that research, reading, the physicality of it, and then when I actually got on set, I worked with the costume designer and really tried to make her like a young, eclectic professional that didn't just totally fade into the background. So we did a lot of that with how she dressed me. She did a phenomenal job. Lady Hainer, she's amazing. So that's kind of how I found my thing. Yeah.
You really see like a maturation of your role. Because you're nervous in the beginning.
Yes.
You one day see this confidence that you have in yourself, being a member of the team.
I hope so. Like I said before, that wasn't really, it's not really pushed too much. You know what I mean? So I feel like when you're watching it, she kind of mentions it in the first or second episode. I think it's the first one. After that, it's not like shoved in your face, and she's not inept in any way. Meaning, like, she doesn't drop the ball. She really busts her ass to prove that she should be there. So I don't want to oversell that. Like, she's just like the newbie. Like, what's happening? It's not like that. Like, they hired her for a reason. So I think over time through the series, you see more of like how important it is that all these people work together. Regardless of personal shit, they have to work together to keep each other alive and safe. So,
I'm assuming with this role, it's more something that your character had to have a skill set
yes.
to get this job.
Yes.
As opposed to like what the deep end, which I was one of the 10 people who wanted it.
Thank you.
That you were like definitely right out of law school.
Right.
And you would make all those rookie mistakes.
Right, yep.
And this, you're not going to, I'm assuming this character is different in that way.
Yes.
That you're not going to make rookie mistakes because you made those rookie mistakes in like 3 jobs ago.
Right, and that's very true and on point, is because especially when you think of any sort of like the FBI, they're not joking around. So they're not going to hire people that, especially like a young woman who doesn't know what she's doing, especially when being a part of this specific team, like you're sending people into cases only come through the DCO when it's highly dangerous, and it's imperative that it be undercover and under wraps and nobody knows about it. And so, I mean, thinking of it from that standpoint, that's a huge amount of responsibility. So you better know what you're doing, you know? And I love the fact that all of these characters, like I said, it's definitely not a career, it's a life mission, because you get no credit for it. It's kind of like working for the CIA. Nobody knows what happens in this office. Nobody knows what they're sacrificing. Nobody knows what they're really going through or what they're doing. And it has to be enough for those people that they are making some difference, hopefully, you know?
Do we see any of Maggie's other backstory or her life outside of this little unit yet?
Not yet. No. Of course, I have her backstory in my head, but no, we didn't. Not in this season.
Did it change your mind or your opinion of the FBI learning this? And what stereotype did you want to break with the character?
I think that I'm not this person that forms solid opinions if I'm not completely educated on a topic. So I'm not opinionated in that way. Like, I don't make snap judgments if I don't have like all the information. I didn't know a lot about the FBI, but I obviously have respect for it. Like, thank God that there are people that want to do that job so that I don't have to, because I don't know if in reality I could. Excuse me. But I think I definitely have a lot more respect, gratitude, and it's a little bit scary thinking about like the things that happen in the world that all of us don't know about. You know, it really makes you think about that, and it's frightening. And I'm grateful for the people that have made this specific job their life mission, because it keeps us all safe, and it's just crazy to think about, you know? So I didn't like have a bad opinion of the FBI by any means. I just didn't understand it fully, and now not that I understand it fully now, I just have a broader understanding of what these people go through, you know, on a daily basis. Like, I'm really lucky that I'm an actor and I just get to dip my toe in whenever I feel like it. And as far as like Allie and I both, I think, felt this way. Is like a lot of the time with women in law enforcement roles, it's like there's no sort of like femininity to it. Thank you so much. It's easy to lose the woman aspect of it, and it's also easy to oversell that as well. So I think, for me personally, I didn't want to make it about like, you know, I'm a woman, I'm one of two women in an office. It wasn't about that. It's just like everybody was really equal, and it was about playing that. It was like, and I also, a big fight for me is like, do not dress me dowdy. Don't dress me, you know, not cute, because I'm definitely not the person that's sending that message like being smart is unattractive. And so understanding that a lot of my job is aesthetically based. It's like, it's important to me that girls watching the show of all ages, little girls, women, who see that like the sexiest thing you can be is smart and be yourself. Don't be like conforming to what you think is cute or pretty or what everybody else is doing. Like, there's something really admirable about somebody that can stand firm in who they are and not be afraid. I don't want girls to be afraid to be smart. Like, if anybody's intimidated by you being intelligent, then, you know, so that's a definite thing that I am always aware of. If I'm ever playing a smart girl, I want to make sure that she's cute. Like, you know, all girls want to feel comfortable in their own skin and feel cute and stuff, but that's a big point for me, is like, do not make it look like I should live under a bridge, because some of the sexiest, most amazing women in the world are both cute and smart. Like, it's possible. You don't have to be one or the other, you know. And a lot of the time, what makes people beautiful anyway is their individuality, who they are inside that shine outside. So that's one of the main things that always happens. I feel like, oh, you're smart, you're nerdy. That's not true. So, yeah.
And on that note,
Hi. Okay.